YouTube was good. It's your boy Paul Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, if it's your first time tuning in, go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit notification bell every time I post some new content. Yes, I'm early, and I'm actually like really gonna do this one solo. We were supposed to do this yesterday. Stuff comes up, and we pushed it off until today, and still, schedules are still conflicting, and so I have to say, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say my little piece on this, and then if we could actually really uh, get back, before this week is out or next week, then by all means, we'll actually we'll do so. As you can see, my tasty beverage. I I titled this particular one the on and off switch. Some of y'all don't come with one, right? Or let's just say that well, we all come with a on and off switch, right? It's just some of y'all out there choose not to cut their motherfucker on. So for whatever reason. But in our case, I'll say all that to say this. I get up every morning, wipe my face, brush my teeth, check my emails, and then I go on the wonderful world of YouTube because I know somebody is gonna give me one. And and for the most part, I'm just like anybody else. You see what's going on in the news today, and and for the most part, you know, if it's something that you actually really want to talk about, then hey, you look at it, you take notes if need be, then you get on your platform, say what you got to say, and then you're out of there, right? So and so for the most part, I'll listen to what most people got to say, you know, and just like with anything else, some of it I agree with, some of it I don't agree with, and some of that shit I'm just like, what the entire fuck was you thinking about before you let that shit fly out your mouth? Some of this stuff I talked about on my previous channel, right? As far as like the flat, for the flat earthers out there, for those y'all that actually really think that the earth is flat, right? So you know, I mean, it's like I look at y'all and y'all worse than drunk people, and then and here it is. So, but I look at I look at all of this. I look at all this stuff. What these flat earthers try to do, they want to sit up here and holler about that the earth is flat. So I guess that these people, I guess they don't realize that okay, you got all of these mountain ranges because you got at least I want to say you got at least two here in the United States. You got the Rocky Mountains, then you got the Appalachians, right? And then you got the tallest mountain ever, Mount Everest, damn, it's like 29,000 feet and some change. But the Earth is flat though. And then you got the um, you got the biggest goddamn hole ever in the Grand Canyon. But the Earth is flat though. And then here's human beings. We come from the Earth. Go out, go show me a flat person. Now, let's not get that twisted between a fat person. I said flat person, right? So, but then again, you like I say, if you actually really, you ever paid attention to some of the stuff that they use to act like to prove that the Earth is flat. These bastards, they will actually really get up in a plane, and then they take the cameras. I see, and I'm like, well, guess what? You still ain't proved nothing, right? And just like I said, I done been on. I have did comment after comment after comment, and none of these flat earther people have came back and gave me a response yet, right? But see, and this is what I'm talking about right here. This is the damn off and on switch right here. That some bitches off, right? That's why they holler around here talking about the earth is flat. I'm like, really, motherfucker? You know, but in either case, right? You know, so if there's any flat earthers out there, right? Now, unless y'all can actually really come up with an explanation on why we have mountains, mountain ranges, why we have valleys, we got the big ass Grand Canyon, right? And um, God forbid if we can all, God forbid if we can draw back all of the water from all of the oceans, right? And let's just see how flat the Earth is. And then motherfucker holler about, well, the four corners of the Earth. Well, y'all do realize that all of this was one big landmass at one point. So, and then again, you got to actually really stop and look at it and be like, okay, well, what is actually really classified as a corner when all of this was at one point one big landmass? And then y'all kill me because y'all will sit up here right now and be like, well, y'all are some probably the same people that'll holler that are talking about always it's 24 hours a day, right? So which is funny. So I got a world clock here, right? And so I just put in because right now it's 10 after 1 Central Standard Time here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Right? Now, over in Dubai, it's 10 o'clock. It's actually like 9 hours ahead right now. Now, I can actually like really, you can pull up a picture on how it looks over in Dubai right now. If the sun is out in Dubai right now, then you know what? At least for that, put like this. At least for that part, I'll shut up. But you still ain't gonna make me believe that the Earth is still flat because, like I said, you got to doggone, explain the mountains, explain the Grand Canyon, all that shit there. So, and then explain the human body because the human body actually comes from the Earth. So, enough about the flat Earth people. Now we're gonna actually really talk about now as far as like people is concerned, are concerned, right? You know, the powers that be, or the powers that shouldn't be, right? Or actually like really um, involved, or they actually like really control what is actually like really being taught in the educational system. And then, and for anybody, well, you know what? I'm not gonna sit up here and say, well, actually I am, but the context is gonna be a hell of a lot different than say what some of y'all are actually like really used to. Because you know, you get a lot of people that get on their soapbox or they get on this platform here, right? And you know, they'll say, well, hey, well, people like me, or people that look like me, meaning that, okay, you the same color as me, you either finna be 2 shades darker or 2 shades lighter, right? But then everybody want to actually really say, oh, well, we're African American, and so that's, you know, and again, I've talked about this plenty of times. I'm pretty sure on this channel, and I most definitely know that I talked about it on my previous channel. I actually really did I actually really did a show. It was a two-parter, right? And I titled it "Who Are the Europeans?" And you're like, where is Europe at, right? And so again, you know, uh, my whole deal is that, okay? For one, I'm not here to act like really bash anybody's channel, bash what they actually really think. You know, whatever the subject that they want to talk about on that particular day, I'm not actually really here to, you know, bash nobody. But then again, uh, the I mean, you gotta act. You really have to actually really stop and ask the question. Okay, I mean, do you actually really know what the hell you're talking about before you come on your platform, right? And you want to talk about what it is that you actually want to talk about. But just like I said, but going back to that show that I did on my previous channel, a lot of motherfuckers got pissed off behind it, right? But then again, just like I say, you know, if the average person would actually really stop and think about what it is that you actually about to say, about to fix your mouth to say, a lot of the stuff, a lot of us won't even say it. Because again, let's look at so-called Europe for the most part. Let's look at so-called Europe and what countries are actually like really classified as Europe, as European countries. Now, I know a lot of people, they'll be like, okay, well, Europe was named after this, I want to say Phoenician princess, Europea. I'm not too sure about that. Matter of fact, let's actually really uh, let's actually really look it up right now. Who was Europe? Who was Europe named after? Yeah, Princess Europea, right? And so now you got to ask yourself, well, who the hell is Princess Europea or whatever? And so now here it is, now a lot of it. So okay, this is Greek mythology, right? Now, Uh, I remember, yeah, the daughter of Phoenix, or yeah, Phoenician, yeah, the Phoenician people. Just like I said, y'all go ahead and look up this stuff, as well. But that's the thing. So 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 here's the deal, people. Right? You do that, and and then here come all of these so-called motherfucking experts. They motherfucker be all like, oh, she was black. Okay, whatever the case may be, right? So, but another case, right? You do that, and stuff is broke down. You got Germany, Italy, you got Sweden, all those countries over there, right? So again, so you just gonna put a stamp on all those people that call them Europeans, right? And so I'm gonna call bullshit on that because for one, I was stationed over in Germany twice. Go over there and call them motherfuckers European if you want them, right? And depending on who the fuck you tell that to, you're gonna be in for a very rude awakening, right? And so again, right? So you can't just sit up here and holler about, okay, European this, European that, European other. When them people are not Europeans, it's the same. Again, that that damn off and on switch again, right? And then we ain't even gonna, and then there's that the 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 so-called motherland continent of Africa and all them damn countries over there. So so long before Dane Calloway came on the scene, and just like I said, that young brother, you know, I respect him. Hell, I'm even subscribed to his channel, right? So, but and I'm pretty sure that he's actually like really not concerned about the people that already knew what the fuck was going on before he came on the scene. And so, for the most part, like I say, he's doing far as I'm concerned, he's doing a rather outstanding job bringing information out to people that, for the most part, they really don't know about who they are, where the fuck they come from, right? But then again, this actually really goes back to when everything was just one big landmass, right? So again, you try to find a continent in Africa out of all of that, then okay, you know, but then even if you do find the continent of Africa out of all of that, or even actually really look at it, look at the countries on how they're actually really positioned today. You can't sit up here. You have to actually like really stop and think about it for a minute. Okay, all those countries over there in Africa, right? And then the people. So again, you got to ask yourself, right? Say somebody from Nigeria come over, from Nigeria, Egypt, Chad, or Sudan, or any of those countries, they come over here, right? And then we as Americans, so-called Americans, right? We look at and we clearly know that okay, you ain't from here, right? And so we were like, okay, well, where you from? Them motherfuckers is not gonna tell you they from Africa. They gonna tell you whatever country that they come from. It's no different if we carry our ass over there, one of them countries over there in Africa, or like what happened to me when I was stationed over in Germany and in Korea, just to name a few places. And then you talk to the natives there, and they'll ask you, okay, well, where are you from? And then you being a dumbass, you'll say, well, I'm from the United States. They were like, well, no shit, motherfucker, where about? You know? So again, Europeans, that's like a unicorn almost. Go find a unicorn, knowing damn well that them bastards don't exist, right? And the same thing about being an African American. Again, that's another unicorn. Go find a unicorn, right? So again, off and on switch, off and on switch, people. And then, uh, just like I say, me, I'll do a lot of research, and with all of this stuff that everybody's talking about now, and we talked about it last week, AI, artificial intelligence, digital money, or so-called digital money, right? I'm trying to figure out, okay, because they were saying something about you do this and you put it in a robot or what have you, and it's supposed to mimic human beings. And so I asked my partner the question, well, who the fuck did we mimic? Right? Because some of us will actually really mimic animals. Okay? So you so when motherfuckers when they call themselves gonna write an article, especially something like artificial intelligence, know what the fuck it is that you're actually really talking about. Because basically all what the fuck it is, they like say again, you gotta ask yourself, what the fuck is artificial first and foremost? What is it? What is that definition, people? And actually, I actually really tried to do this last week, and then he actually like really came on, and we actually really never actually really got that shit. We never actually really got to that definition. So here it is, right? Made or produced by human beings, rather than occurring naturally, especially as a copy of something natural. Okay, so so now that is actually like if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, that is a very vague definition, people, right? Because for the most part, you got to be like, okay, well, when you said made or produced, right? So now you got to ask yourself the question, okay, now what is that actually really? What is that actually like really pointed towards to, right? I mean, because you actually really gotta look at it. Hey, look, you get a man and a woman, they get together or whatever, and then depending on what the fuck goes on 9 months later, here come a smaller version of you coming around, and then eventually that smaller version of you gonna get to grow up and be your size or a little bit bigger or whatever. And so basically you got to be like, okay, so we make, you know, televisions are invented. Everything, even this damn device that I'm on right now, is made by us. But just know that I already know that this laptop right now is not going to sprout legs, right, and take off and go to run. So, but another thing, but another case, right? So you gotta look at it like this. And I did a show on this. I'm like, hey, look, human beings and robots both can actually really be manipulated. You can put like this: you can feed a human being information, you can feed the damn robot the exact information that you feed us or whatever, and then you got to be like, okay, one or two things is gonna happen, right? You either gonna ask for information, and you're gonna ask for so much information that you can actually really be like, okay, I can either do this, I can either do some good with this, or I can actually really take what you didn't taught me and then turn around and turn against you. Same thing with the motherfucking goddamn robot there. I guess you motherfuckers ain't learned shit from the goddamn Terminator movies. The rise of the machines when they so-called became self-aware. So, so I mean, so again, you got to be like, okay, watch what the fuck you do, right? But I just look at it like this. Let's just say that somebody actually like somebody get the real smart idea. Well, actually, I saw some shit earlier today where that they actually really want to try to teach the artificial intelligence life form, if indeed that's what the fuck you actually really want to call it. They actually really want to have it to where it actually really studies brain patterns. But then again, if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, it's shit already out there like that, right? Because we already know that Google and all the rest of them bastards, right? You pick your damn phone up, right? Or you could be just talking about something. You could be talking about a motherfucking particular subject. And then the first time that you actually really go pick up your phone, you go on Google, and then you might do good if you type in the first two words, two letters, and then the rest of it just pop up, right? And so you got to be like, well, damn, how that thing know that I was thinking about that? Well, 9 times out of 10, it was listening. Right now, a lot of people may sit up here and holler about, okay, well, that's different. Well, put it like this: you hear something, somebody say something to you, or they tell you to do something. Hey, motherfucker, go cut the water on. So by the time it leave out their mouth and it hit your ear, right? You might be like, well, first and foremost, I ain't no motherfucker, but I'm gonna go cut this damn water on anyway, right? So then, like I say, you gotta hear it first. Then you have to decipher what the fuck is going on. Then you do that. Then you go carry out the task, right? So So again, I mean, it's I, again just like I say, if you really don't know what the fuck to look for or what to listen out for, and then here comes somebody with a damn robot, in which y'all again they got robots out there right now. They got life-size robots, female robots, and I'm pretty sure they got men robots too, that look and feel like the real deal. And so I'm just like, okay, why the fuck would you do that? Right? I mean, you actually really can't go out and go get you an actual person. But then again, this actually really goes back some years ago where it was this woman. She was married to somebody. She was married, but I think her husband was in the Navy or some shit. So he stayed gone all. He stayed gone. Like so, so, so she come up with the lovely idea because the thing about she didn't want to cheat on her husband, which is a good thing. I'm not gonna say that it's rare, but for the most part, it's it's a good thing that hey, look, you got a woman that okay, she didn't accepted you in the job that you have, and you know that your job is actually really gonna take you away, all that kind of stuff. So kudos for her at that particular, But the, the thing about it though is that this woman, she went out and she actually really got a mannequin that actually really looked like her husband, right? And so she paid whoever the fuck she needed to pay. So she brought the mannequin home, and then she would actually really go to sleep with that damn mannequin, right? So now again, this is just me talking, right? But somebody saw that and was like, you know what? That ain't a half-ass bad idea. But let's put some doggone some circuitry, some circuits in it, right? And give it some eyes or whatever, make it talk or whatever, give it actual some shit that actually really feels like skin, and let's put it on the market to see what the fuck happens. So 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 that's just how you have to look at it. Look, I get it. Technology is a motherfucker, right? But sometimes, just sometimes, you actually really got to stop and think about, okay, is this really a good thing? I mean, considering that with the alphabet soup people doing, they pushing that shit like it's nobody's business. So you got the alphabet soup people doing their damn thing. They didn't want a motherfucker to go out and adopt, right? And then you got these motherfuckers buying motherfucking robots and shit because they feel like they too scared to actually really go out and get somebody real. But then again, it's almost like, well, who's a real person now these days? Like, seriously. I mean, yeah, there's a whole bunch of us walking around here. They got flesh and blood, but the $64,000 question is this: how real are you? Again, off and on switch. So, so you almost got to be like, you really got to look now. You might have to look for that off and on switch. And what's so bad about it, they got shit out there that got a motherfucking off and on switch. So, so so again, I'm looking at this and before too long, we gonna be a motherfucking endangered species. But then again, I'm reminded of one episode of Star Trek, the original series, where that these motherfuckers they actually really created robots, and this was in the '60s. I mean, granted, the fact they were people, but they acted like robots, right? And them motherfuckers they was about to take over. So, but Captain Kirk and crew, they thought about it. came up with a plan and got the motherfuckers out of there. So, and again, this was in the 60s. So I'm almost willing to say that it's gonna happen again. If it's gonna happen again, if it ain't already taking place. Now that's an off and on switch that you don't never want to cut on right there. So and now now the case, people. A lot of shit going on out there, as always. But again, you gotta learn how to cipher that shit out. Because quite frankly, if you don't, then you don't know who may be walking across in front of you. Meaning, is this an actual person? Or if it's one of those robot motherfuckers. So, that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell big dad, tell big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door across the street around the corner. Paul's Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. The next time.